Okay, students, it's Mrs. Chappell, and we're going to be studying the period after the American Revolution when our country was a young democracy and our leaders at the time weren't really sure um, how to go about governing this democracy because it's new in the world, the idea of a democracy. We're going to start, that was the period, excuse me, 1777 to 1790, and I'm in chapter 7, Place and Time. Um, we won in the American Revolution. It was given to us at the Treaty of Paris, which was the peace treaty with Britain. Um, we won this space to the west up to the Mississippi River, um, we called it the Northwest Territory. And so the governments decided to settle the Northwest Territory. They set up this land ordinance in 1785. It was dividing and selling Western lands. They set up a new grid system. And when you fly over this area, which is a lot of farmland still, you can see these grids, the grid system divided by roads. And it's a lot of squares and rectangles. When you're flying over the area, you can see that. Pardon me. Okay, so in this time period, we are expanding west and trying to figure out how to govern this new democracy. So that's what this whole chapter is going to be about. You can see the Mississippi River is dividing the new United States from Spain, part of Spain, which is Spanish Louisiana. That's what this whole area is called. Okay, now if we go to lesson 1, um, we're going to talk about the Articles of Confederation, and this whole chapter is about how they figured out this new government. And the first rules of government that they had were called the Articles of Confederation, and they weren't perfect. Okay, there were some problems with them. And you can see the weaknesses are up in the lesson resources. They're listed here. Okay, and you can look at those later and examine those at another time. Lesson 2. All right, forging a new constitution. So there were problems with the Articles of Confederation that you'll be examining in this chapter, and the founders decide to come together and have a constitutional convention because there were these issues that really needed to be solved. So that's what they did in the Constitutional Convention, and then they decided to write a new government, a new rules of government. So they decided to write the Constitution, and that's actually what our government is based on now. Those are the rules of our government, and they still are hundreds of years later. I will go ahead and let you get started now.